What is going on YouTube? This is Johan Kim and welcome back to my channel. And for anyone who's new here, let me briefly introduce myself. I'm a fitness enthusiast, just like you, and my goal is to help people achieve their best version and great physique. And this channel is where I share my personal opinion. And today we've got a new content which is analyze of the Hollywood celebrities training method. This is actually one of the main reasons why I started the YouTube channel, because I really enjoy analyzing a person's physique and training method. And today we are going to focus on Leo Suter, who plays a Harold in the Netflix series Vikings Valhalla, and we are going to review his physique and training program he used. First, let's briefly analyze his physique. He has a very well developed chest that gives him a full, powerful look, and his chest also has significant vertical length, which makes it appear very solid on his body. And another notable feature is his heavily developed lower chest. I don't know why, but maybe he did many dips or decline chest exercises. And his shoulders are very round, which means it's very well developed. And he seems to have long length of biceps, and that makes his arm look full even when it's relaxed. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any good photos of his back, so I couldn't analyze that part. And his triceps are not bad, pretty good, but they seem slightly less developed compared to his biceps. Of course, still, his physique is incredibly impressive. I'm not saying that his physique is not good. Rather, I really admire and want to look like him. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Anyway, let's take a look at how Leo trains to maintain this amazing physique.
I have always been into fitness. I always played a lot of sports. Cricket was my main sport, but I hurt my back. To sort of rehab my back, I ended up going to the gym more to make it strong. That meant I got better at rugby, played rugby through school and a bit at university, and now I play tennis, which is more of an actor's game because you've got to look after yourself. So yeah, I've always been a sporty guy.
Now, one very important thing he just mentioned is that he's been into various sports since he was a kid. This is actually pretty significant because many studies show that people who engage in sports from a young age tend to build muscles more effectively in later life. So it's safe to say that his early athletic background probably played a big role in helping him achieve this impressive physique.
At the moment, I'm sort of maintaining, because once I got into good shape and I enjoy the routine of it, now it's a case of maintaining a healthy physique and being ready for the next role to either build that up or...
And here's one more thing we need to keep in mind. Leo just said that he's now focused on maintaining his current physique. And that's important because the training method which is required to reach a certain look might be quite different from the training routine needed to maintain it. So just because Leo's workout today helped him stay in this great shape, that doesn't necessarily mean these are the same exercises he used to build his physique from the beginning.
On the agenda, we're going to do a full body workout. We're going to do a deadlift, which gets some legs and back.
I guess starting with deadlift as the first exercise was definitely a great choice. It's one of the most explosive power movements you can do, and since it engages large muscle groups like the lower body, it's smart to do it before working on relatively smaller muscle groups in the upper body. Also, his form is excellent. Now I'm sure many people wonder why most Hollywood stars opt for the trap bar deadlift. Here's my take on that. First of all, actors absolutely cannot afford to get injured. If they do, it becomes very difficult for them to continue working and acting, and that could translate to financial losses. The trap bar deadlift is generally considered safer than conventional barbell deadlift because it puts less strain on the lower back and keeps the weight closer to the body's center of gravity. However, from my experience with both conventional and trap bar deadlift, I found that trap bar tend to engage the upper traps a bit more, but it doesn't allow for a very large range of motion in my lower body. So in terms of hypertrophy, it may not be the best option. Personally, if you want to place more emphasis on your back and hamstrings, I think the conventional deadlift is an excellent choice. But still, trap bar deadlift is great exercise, and for him, it's the best choice.
I do a shoulder press, a classic bread and butter.
And I'm not entirely sure why he chose to start his upper body workout with a shoulder. Maybe if shoulders are his top priority, then it's not bad at all to begin with them. However, since the front deltoids are also engaged during chest exercises, if someone wants to focus on chest development like me, I would recommend doing shoulder exercises after the chest workout. But considering his impressive chest development, as I mentioned earlier, it's possible that chest is no longer his training priority. So I can't say this approach is wrong. And also I found it interesting that he performed the shoulder press standing up. This position keeps the upper body more upright, which means the lateral deltoid will be more involved. Since the lateral delts are crucial for overall shoulder size, this is definitely a good thing. However, if the body starts to sway too much, it can make it harder to effectively target your deltoid. So for beginners, I would recommend sitting on a bench to ensure your core stability.
Because I'm on my own, sad, I don't have anyone to help me. So for chest, I'm going to use the chest machine.
Next up is the chest workout. Seeing that he's doing a decline angle chest exercise, it looks like he's targeting the middle and lower portion of his chest. And I don't think this is the routine he always follows, but this might explain why he has such overpowering lower chest development. Now his physique is already incredibly good, but I would like to recommend him focusing on the upper chest a bit more, because it could contribute to an even more aesthetic physique. And he mentioned that he chose to use a machine because he didn't have any spotter, which is very smart decision. Since he already did free weight exercises and pressing exercise with dumbbell, I guess his shoulder stabilizer or core muscles might be a little fatigued. This could lead to premature exhaustion or even make you drop the weight because of instability before fully training your chest. However, by using machines, you can push your chest to the limit with less worry about injury or instability. So yeah, still he's always making really smart and effective choice. I really like this routine.
Cable row for back more specifically.
And next up is a back workout using the cable row. And personally, I believe the cable row is one of the best back exercises. It directly engages the function of latissimus dorsi, which is shoulder extension. And his form also looks really great. And he seems to be maintaining good tension in his legs. However, I would recommend increasing the range of motion by bringing the shoulder blade a bit more forward, shoulder protection.
When I was training for Valhalla, making sure I didn't get injured was paramount. Don't hurt your back. It's not worth it.
He mentioned being cautious to avoid injury, which is 100% understandable. And in that case, I think it might be better to choose an exercise that places less pressure on the lower back, such as chest supported T-bar row, which I love. But if he enjoys doing the cable row, and there's absolutely nothing wrong about it, still really good exercise.
Bicep curls, come on.
Next is the biceps workout. He's using an easy bar to train his biceps, which tends to be a bit more joint friendly compared to a straight bar. So if you experience discomfort when doing biceps curl with a straight bar, I recommend switching to dumbbells or an easy bar instead.
And I prefer to do this one standing because then you do your abs.
However, one thing I find a bit lacking here is that his form seems little incorrect when he's doing the biceps curl. He's not fully extending his elbows and using shoulder flexion to lift the bar. This limits the effective stretch on the biceps. So beginners should focus on using lighter weights to really feel that stretch in their biceps. Of course, I understand that the range of motion can be slightly reduced when handling heavier weights, but if it were me, I would lower the weight and aim for a deeper range of motion.
Tricep dips. This obviously could go very wrong very quickly, and you'd know about it.
And lastly, it's the triceps workout. He chose triceps dips, which actually surprised me a bit. I expected him to go for an isolation exercise like cable push down, but instead he went for another compound movement even for triceps. I've done triceps dips for a long time to build my triceps and have seen great results. So I can say triceps dips is really effective exercise for triceps development. However, one thing I want to point out is that he has already heavily engaged his triceps at a similar angle during the dumbbell shoulder press and chest press exercise. So if it were me, I would have chosen an overhead triceps exercise like cable overhead extensions or skull crushers. Dips primarily target the lateral side of triceps, and overhead exercises such as cable overhead extension or skull crusher target the largest part of triceps, the long head. So I believe it's beneficial to include them separately, and I'm confident that he's doing more triceps exercises beyond just dips. So as long as he's not relying solely on triceps dips for his triceps development, there's no issue. His form is excellent as usual, and even with added weight, this makes it clear that he has been training for a really long time.
And then for a bit of cardio.
Okay, now weight training session is done and it's cardio time, but I'm not sure if I have something to just analyze over his cardio section, because I'm not a big fan of cardio and I don't think I know things about cardio training, but I will try to just add some of my comment. And he's doing some boxing training, and I've trained Muay Thai for about a year before, and I really can tell just punching on the heavy bag itself can be super like exhausting cardio session. It looks not that difficult, but when you try it, it's actually really hard. So it's really good that he's doing punching bag exercises for cardio, and also he does a lot of fighting scene in his series. So it's also important to practice how to throw punches and posture. Otherwise, he would look like a boy in school fight, but no one wanted, right? So yeah, that's great.
I'll push a very heavy sledge.
Okay, now he's doing sled push. And to be honest, I've never done sled push in my life, but I guess I did something similar with this. As a Korean man, I needed to fulfill my duty, which is military service, and in training courses and daily life, I needed to push so many heavy stuff. I don't know if I want to call this exercise a great exercise, but this types of exercise is exhausting. So I'm pretty sure that he can burn a lot of calorie with sled push. And also, when I just realized that he only did trap bar deadlift for his leg, I thought, like, isn't it not enough to just like maximize his leg development? But now I can see why he was saving his energy. And these types of pushing heavyweight stuff exercise can engage a lot of hamstring and calves. So yeah, for him, I guess it's pretty understandable why he only did trap bar deadlift for leg. And I don't think he need to build like massive leg as an actor, because he need to build like just typical aesthetic physique, but he doesn't need to build like a bodybuilder looking leg, right? So my final comment is that his overall posture and training program are very, very well structured, which helps me understand why he has such an impressive physique. And anyway, that was the first episode of my new content. I hope you all enjoyed this video. And if you did, please hit the like and subscribe. And if there's any Hollywood stars you would like me to analyze, let me know in the comment and I will do my best to cover them. And that's all for today, and see you in the next video.